All right, let's get right into chapter 5 of the Bhagavad Gita. It tackles this huge, timeless question that I think we all wrestle with. What's the best way to live a meaningful spiritual life? Should we step back from the world, renounce everything, or should we dive in and engage with it? Is enlightenment found in doing nothing or in doing everything with the right consciousness? Well, today we're going to unpack Krishna's amazing answer to that very question.
So, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at Arjuna's big dilemma that kicks the whole thing off. Then, we'll see how Krishna explains these two paths that seem totally different but maybe aren't. After that, we'll get into the how to act without getting all tangled up. Then, we'll explore the incredible shift in vision that comes from this practice. And finally, we'll land on the ultimate secret to finding peace. Okay, so picture this. The chapter kicks off and our hero, Arjuna, is just lost. He's been listening to Krishna, but to him it sounds like he's getting mixed messages. It's confusing, it feels contradictory, and he's at a point where he just needs a straight, clear answer. So he just lays it all out for Krishna. He's like, look, on one hand, you're telling me to renounce everything, this path of sannyāsa, but then you're also praising karma yoga, the path of selfless action. To me, these sound like polar opposites. So which one is it? Please, just tell me for certain which of the two is better for me.
And this is where things get really interesting. Krishna is about to take this philosophical knot that has Arjuna all tied up, and he's going to gently pull on the threads. He's going to show him, and us, that these two paths are way more connected than they first appear.
So let's get clear on what we're talking about here. First, you have sannyāsa yoga, the path of renunciation. And let me tell you, this is the hardcore path. We're talking intense discipline, giving up comforts, really reining in the senses. It's tough. Then you have karma yoga, selfless action. And the key here is that it's not about what you're doing, but why you're doing it. It's about doing your duty, but offering it up to something bigger than yourself, without getting obsessed with the results. And then Krishna gives his verdict, and it's kind of surprising. He says, look, they both lead to the same amazing place, but the path of selfless action, karma yoga, is actually superior. And why? Well, because trying to renounce everything perfectly is just incredibly difficult for most of us, especially today. So selfless action is the much more practical, doable path to get to that same ultimate goal. But then he adds this amazing layer. He says, you know who really gets it? The person who sees that these two paths are actually one. They might look like two different roads, but they both lead to the top of the same mountain. When you understand that their destination, liberation, is identical, that's when you're truly seeing things as they are. Okay, so if selfless action is the way to go, that brings up a pretty big question. How do you actually live like that, right? How do you function in the world, do all your work, and not get completely bogged down by it all? Well, Krishna gives us this absolutely beautiful and powerful image to explain it. I just love this analogy. Think about a lotus leaf. It literally lives in the water, it's surrounded by it 24/7, but the water just beads up and rolls right off. The leaf itself stays completely dry, totally untouched. And that's the goal. A person who acts this way lives right in the middle of the material world, but because they offer up the results, none of the consequences, good or bad, can stick to them. So let's get inside the head of a karma yogi for a second. This isn't about being lazy or passive, not at all. They are fully engaged, using their body, their mind, their intelligence, all their senses. The secret sauce is the motivation. They're doing everything as an offering. They completely let go of any claim on the results, and they see the action itself as a way to become a better, pure person. And here's the payoff. Krishna makes it super clear. The person who's constantly chasing the results of their work, they get trapped, they get anxious. We've all been there, right? But the karma yogi, just by letting go of that attachment, finds this deep, unshakable peace. It's not magic, it's the natural result of that inner shift. But it doesn't stop there. This internal freedom doesn't just bring you peace. It completely revolutionizes the way you see the world and every single person and creature in it. Now, this next idea from Krishna is really radical. He says a truly wise person sees with equal vision. And what does he mean? He means they see the exact same spiritual essence in a highly educated scholar, a cow, a giant elephant, a dog, and even a person considered to be an outcast. I mean, on the outside, you couldn't find a more different group, right? But the wise person is looking right past all the external packaging. So how is that even possible? It's because their vision has developed a kind of spiritual X-ray. They can see past the temporary body, the suit that we're all wearing, and they see the eternal spark of life inside, the soul, the Atma. And they realize that this little spark of consciousness is the same, qualitatively the same, in every single living thing, no matter what kind of body it's in.
And just to give you an idea of the sheer scale we're talking about, the Vedic texts say there are 8.4 million different species of life. I mean, think about that. That's everything from life in the water to plants, insects, birds, animals, and humans. So this equal vision, it's not just a nice idea about being kind to other people, it's this incredibly profound understanding of the sacredness of all life. So all of this brings us to the grand finale of the chapter. After laying out the path and the vision that comes from it, Krishna gives what is essentially the ultimate formula for peace. He says that real, lasting peace comes from truly understanding three things. First, that he is the ultimate beneficiary of all our work and our efforts. Second, that he is the supreme controller of, well, everything, all the planets, all the universes. And third, and this one is so personal and powerful, that he is the truest, most loving friend of every single one of us. And the conclusion is so simple, but so incredibly deep. Knowing this, Krishna says, one attains peace. That's it. That restless search for peace that we're all on, the one that seems so hard to find in our crazy world, it actually ends right here, in this deep, personal understanding of who we are and who our greatest friend is. So, I want to leave you with this to think about. If the secret to peace isn't about stopping what you're doing, but just changing why you're doing it, what's one small action in your life you could try to reframe today? Maybe it's doing the dishes, or writing that report for work, or helping a family member. What's one thing you could consciously do, not for what you'll get out of it, but just as an offering? It's a powerful thought.